All right, so we're going to the Capitol. How do you feel, Sydney?
I'm excited. This is going to be a long day, but I think we can handle the charge at hand. Which is what? What are we doing?
We are going to deliver 3,000 petitions to 4 leaders in Sacramento, which is Steinberg, Cheney, Blumenfield, and Paris.
Right.
So we're looking forward to a very successful trip.
I hope so. I think so.
And we're going to document every step to let you know how everything goes.
Absolutely. So let's turn this camera off and get our little strategy together and get ready to go to the Capitol and meet with these representatives.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Signed by parents and providers protesting the budget cuts that the governor proposed, and obviously the impasse that's now occurred with regards to budget negotiations. So we're essentially just here to deliver the petitions to the assembly member and ask that he share them with his fellow committee members on the budget committee and let them know that we have at least 3,000 concerned citizens in LA County who are really concerned about child care being restructured or eliminated from the budget. And we were able to get folks to actually write some brief stories.
Oh, wow.
So it's more than just, a person who signed their name.
Yeah,
There are people who've said, we're making a difference, or I'm a single parent.
Wow, that's really good. Much, that's very high quality rather than just signing
Right,
your
just
name
signing,
to a pre-printed
right,
thing. Anybody
right.
can do that.
Anyone
That's
can
really
do that,
good.
and there are phone numbers and addresses for people. And so essentially, single parent, trying to get my degree. And so we asked the parents to come in between June 1st and June 11th to sign the petitions. And then, as you can see, they all did, and we told them we were going to be delivering them. So we thought, well, since they can't all be here, at least we can, and sort of document the experience and let them know that their voices that were delivered and hopefully heard. So,
Awesome.
he's
Really
one
great.
part of the puzzle.
Good job.
So,
Well,
it went well, Fred. How do you think it went?
I think it was fantastic. We got to see the chief of staff.
True, Colleen. She's like big time. She essentially runs all of Bob Blumenfield's office.
Right.
And
Go ahead.
and she was very supportive of the petitions that we delivered and thankful. And she talked a little bit about what her member is doing in terms of offering an alternative proposal to counter the governor's, offensive proposal that essentially eliminates child care. So we just came out of the senator's office. Unfortunately, we weren't able to document it using the video camera because the staff person we met with was a little hesitant about being on film, so that's understandable. What was really exciting was that the senator was actually in her office, but she was on a phone call with the chief of staff and some other advocates, and so we weren't able to see her. I spent time talking to the staffer on Health and Human Services, hoping that the senator would come out and that we could sort of meet her and maybe she'd read a letter or two, but that didn't really happen. But we did deliver 3,000 petitions. She said a number of times that was overwhelming, so that's good. And now what she has to do is she has to look through all of them, and she's going to give some of the good ones to the senator. We asked that that the senator share them with the other members on the budget committee and for Health and Human Services, the committees that she sits on. So that'll reach Democrats and some Republicans. So this was a pretty good meeting, although it wasn't with the chief of staff and we weren't able to see Senator Cheney. We did hear that it was overwhelming and she's got a lot of work cut out for her. So now we're going to grab a bite to eat, and then we're going to make 2 more stops.
Excellent. Thank you.
So Fred and I are outside the Speaker's office. This is the Speaker Pro Tem, so he is the Speaker for the Senate, Darrell Steinberg. He's a Democrat, but he also put forth a proposal that isn't really great for child care. So we are getting ready to go into his office and hopefully speak to his chief of staff and deliver these 3,000 petitions and let him know that there are 3,000 constituents in LA County that need his support in saving child care and in keeping the services as they currently stand. So wish me and Fred luck. This is our 3rd out of the 4th meeting.
All right, here we go. Let's see.
That while they're not from up here, there are 3,000 folks that are concerned about childcare.
Yeah, and just how, you know, what the impacts would be, what
Right.
what the implications would be for stages 1 and stage 2, and
Because stage 2 isn't a county service, it's state, it's not administered through the county, it's different from 1, there's
Right.
different requirements.
right, and there are all kinds of things. So I mean, it probably will not end up looking exactly as it does on paper right now, and that's why we're talking to everyone. So
And Child Action is a good resource to use because the Sacramento County actually took childcare back, I guess during the last budget cycle crisis, from Child Action. It was like a really bad scene as a result because they weren't really equipped. And so we're just not interested in having that
Yeah.
replicated through the
and
other
you know, and we've had conversations about that with the, you know, resource and referral networks. Yeah, and I think, you know, we can't assume that the same would happen with every county, but we of course have to be cognizant of
Right.
Sacramento and other counties that may very well do that. So it's something that we've all been talking about the whole time.
Okay, good to know, because that's definitely a concern for us, and we know that counties are strapped, but. Okay, this is our last meeting of the day. We have a 2:30 appointment with the Speaker's office. We're gonna meet with the staff person who heads the budget committee, and that's where all of the decisions are made regarding the child care budget. And so we're a little early, so we're hoping he'll see us now, but if not, we'll wait. Fred, we're gonna wish ourselves some luck. Okay, come on.
Lives
Right.
in his little, game of political brinksmanship and everything else. So,
Right. Well, we can definitely work to bring up have our people bring back stuff on the 14th and deliver them to
Yeah.
Hollingsworth. And,
don't go out of your way to do something else you hadn't already planned, but maybe just work with your other,
groups
sister
that are
agencies
in-
throughout the state that are in Republican districts and everything else. do
and
the same
say,
thing.
would you be willing to deliver some of these, even
Right.
though they're not yours?
Right, right. And
Yeah.
just bombard them with real people and real people's stories and say,
Right.
that's the interesting thing about child care, as we all know, is it's necessary in the economy.
Right.
And there's a lot of small businesses that are funded by this. And there's a lot of people who are going to work who'd have to quit work, and there's a lot of people that, if I'm Joe business owner, of course I'd love to pay my workers more, but I'm paying them as much as I can. The fact that they have a subsidized child care program enables them to keep working for me and keeps me being able to pay them a lower salary.
Even if you're
Everybody benefits from it.
and even if you're Joe Blow, the child care provider, it's something you have to lay off your staff.
Right, right.
So, well, this is why we came, and we know that I think aren't you staff?
I'm the budget director, yeah.
Right. So we thought, well, he'd be
Yes,
good.
he does. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Sydney, how did you feel, Sydney? How did it go?
That was amazing. It was electric. It was exciting. We essentially delivered 12,000 signed petitions to members of the state legislature protesting the governor's cuts and protesting the fact that the budget hasn't been signed. Every day the budget isn't signed, the state is not authorized to pay its state vendors. Crystal Stairs and a number of our child care providers are state vendors, and we need to let the governor know and leadership know that we cannot afford to not have a signed budget, and we cannot afford to have a budget that cuts child care. And I think we did great today. Everyone was impressed. Everyone was overwhelmed. No one wanted to take the boxes because it was 3,000 pieces of paper. And we're going to do it again next week, and we're going to deliver them to the Republicans. So we are on a roll. Thank you, parents. Thank you, providers. Thank you, staff. Thank you, everyone, for helping to make this day a success. And you need to know that Fred and I are working on your behalf, on behalf of the working families at Crystal Stairs and throughout Community Voices. So let's get on the plane and come back home.
All right.